Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another movie review, and this one has a little bit of age on it, so please forgive me for that. It happens to be an animated film, and it happens to be based on the biblical book of Exodus. That should be a huge clue. The movie itself is Prince of Egypt, and from the first time I saw it in the cinema to actually seeing it at home, and I've seen it probably 3 times, 4 times, and I have it memorized. But each time I see it, I get shivers every single time. And there was one scene in particular that I don't know why, but it really touched me this time. And I had never cried when I watched The Prince of Egypt before, but being a fan of the phenomenon known as Glee, I had heard that one of the songwriters who wrote for the musical Wicked actually wrote for Prince of Egypt, and strangely enough, a lot of there was music from the musical Wicked in Glee, coincidentally enough. I really don't think that's coincidence, because Glee just has a lot of great music involved with it, not just Broadway music, which I love, is near and dear to my heart. I grew up with it, and I adore Broadway. And Wicked was another musical that I just fell head over heels with, and I recommend it to anybody who is a fan of the original Wizard of Oz, because it actually explains more, but I kind of am digressing a little bit. But anyway, I think that this particular version, though it's animated, is accurate, even though in the very beginning they said it took artistic license and liberties, and I think that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just think that it is a very endearing and just a film that is, if I may be so bold to say this, touched by the finger of God. And I just believe that it's such a stirring film, and reading about it is one thing, but seeing a cinematic depiction of this is another element in and of itself. And I think it helps you relate to the characters more, and to what was going on at the time with the Hebrew people. And I just even as a Christian, since we're grafted into that, I am really grateful for the sacrifices that were made, and just the miracles that happen. And even in this day and age, I believe that miracles are all around us. We just need to know where to look. And this movie reminds me of a poem that Dr. Wayne Dyer mentions in Being in Balance. It's called Earth's Crammed with Heaven, and I'm going to paraphrase it, but she says, Elizabeth Barrett-Browning says, "Earth is crammed with heaven, and every common bush afire with the Spirit of God. And those who know take off their shoes, while the rest are content to sit and pluck blackberries." And I've thought of that when I actually saw the movie again, and that particular scene just really gave me pause, and I literally had shivers just running up and down my spine the whole time. And I really think that it is just a gorgeous film. The songs are exquisite. 2 of my favorite songs in the entire film, well, besides River Melody, Lullaby, which always gets me overwhelmed. I love look at your life through heaven's eyes. I just absolutely adore this song just because it has a really good traditional dance beat to it, and the whole, it just sums up life. It just is so profound in its simplicity, but that song has become kind of a cornerstone for me. Um, the other song I like is similar to that, and it's "You Can Do Miracles When You Believe," and I also agree with that. And I would also add, "As You Intend," and make manifest through your imagination, it will materialize. And I've actually seen this happen. And of course, a lot of people would probably think that I'm kooky in the head, but I just don't think that these things happen. They occur for a reason. We don't understand why, but everything has a purpose. And I mean, we live in a world of dichotomy. It's just life. We don't even understand our three dimensions, let alone the dimension of time. And I'm not even going to get into that, because once I start rambling about space time and the physics of that, I tend to lose myself in that, because I thrive on information such as this, and physics, and just miracles in and of themselves, because I know that they are all around us, and we just have to be aware of them. If we are more connected, just like the connectivity that Moses had with God, it's just it's just like the poem, "Those who know take off their shoes." So I don't know if I would recommend this to children who are younger than 7. It might be a little bit frightening, particularly with the scenes that depict the plagues, and they spare no detail with the plagues and their atrocities, and just how horrendous they were, particularly that of the first Passover. And I really like that, even though it just gives me a chill every time I see it. I don't know if I would recommend this to those who aren't Christian, but if you aren't, I would just go into this with an open mind. Don't have any preconceived notions about it. Just watch it for what it's worth. It is a work of art, and the music is just so beautiful and captivating and glorious. Each song, particularly the ones I mentioned that are my favorites, I love every moment of this film, and there are some really notable voice talents like Patrick Stewart and Steve Martin, and I forget who else was in this film, but it's well worth looking into for the nostalgia value. And it, I know I really shouldn't say this, it probably makes me sound old, because I'm not, but I miss the days of 2D animation. Darn it! And I'm glad in some areas of the world it's still being done, but I wish that there was still some 2D animation, 2D animated films here in our country, because it's a labor of love, and it takes a lot of patience and time and effort to see everything come to a culmination. Okay, I just heard some rattling behind me, and that was kind of weird. Well, anyway, that's all I have to say about Prince of Egypt. 4 stars all the way, 2 thumbs way up.